Gary Slyman, president and founder of Great Transition Strategies, which is an executive coaching practice, and I'm an executive coach. Today's topic, student leadership. Developing student leaders, particularly presidents, team captains. So let's talk about it. Here's something that we've probably all seen on TV. There's some kind of college championship or a sports championship, or you read about this in the newspaper. Coach, what made a difference with your team this year? Oh, it was my senior leadership. Off season they did this. They worked hard, the locker room, they really came together. They made a difference. That leadership was on the field and off the field. Pretty typical. So that's a culture that organization had, that team or a club that does really well year after year. Oh, we have this process with developing our student leaders, our presidents, how they get elected, how they get to that, and then we have this leadership forum. I think large organizations, let's call them schools, middle school, high school, college, develop a culture based upon the smaller organizations and their culture. And I believe you should be deliberate about developing that culture. Haven't been on many sports teams and haven't been part of developing the leadership, particularly of college teams. I can see teams that never had any training, and it just happened to develop. They've had some good leaders, so it developed. Other teams, other clubs that I've seen as well, they had faculty, administration that said, this is the culture we're looking for, and we're going to train. We're going to train to that. This is what we're after. These are expectations, and put them through a training program. Very deliberate. If you want a culture, you need to be deliberate about the culture. A culture is going to develop on its own. Okay, so step back. Look at organizations that maybe you lead as an administrator or faculty member, clubs, teams, other organizations. What is the culture and what are you doing to develop leadership? I think that being a president, sorority, fraternity, club president at the college level, team captain, might be one of the best leadership positions a person ever has, ever. It's really hard to get to that pinnacle of leadership in the corporate world. You just don't get there. But to be able to do that, to be the president of a fraternity or sorority, to be a team captain of a sports team, it's a great opportunity. Now, I think as leaders, administrators, faculty members, coaches, we owe it to them to train them and build a culture of leadership. Build that culture so that way it doesn't happen by chance. Oh, we had these great leaders and they developed them underneath. Well, what if you don't have great leaders? How do you develop it so you build a legacy of leadership? So when people come and look, oh, I want to be part of that team. I want to be part of that club. Why? Because you have a culture, and the culture was developed deliberately. Team captain, student leadership training is just as important, as if not more important, than training in the corporate world. It's a great start and a great opportunity to build a legacy for an organization. Hope you found that helpful. Contact me. I love doing this, particularly team captains. I worked with team captains at middle, high school, Division 1, 2, and 3 schools to help them develop a culture. Look forward to an opportunity to work with you.